Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the City Update. I'm your host, Mark Aaron, Multimedia Design Manager for the City of Danville. Today we're out at the Cane Creek Center, which is a jointly owned industrial park between the City of Danville and Pittsylvania County, for a major economic development announcement. The city and the county have secured over $2.8 million in federal grants for infrastructure improvements here at the park. $2.2 million will come from the United States Commerce and Trade Office. Over $400,000 will be given to the city and county from the Tobacco Commission, and then RIFA, our Regional Industrial Facility Authority, will be adding over $100,000, about $140,000 to this project. Today's show, we'll hear from Congressman Tom Perriello, who was on site to make this announcement, along with members of RIFA and, of course, our mayor, Sherman Saunders, as well. So let's take you out to the ceremony.
Well, good morning. It's a great day. I really appreciate each and every one taking their time to come out this morning for this special occasion for our congressman here this morning and our guests, and it's great to be here. I'd just like for us, and I'm sure most of you all are local and have heard the news about Ruby Archie, but I just like, first of all, let's just take a moment of silence in memory of Ruby Archie, a wonderful mayor and a wonderful council and educator. Thank all of you, and I'm sure just keep her family in our prayers and thoughts throughout this time of grief and sorrow. This morning it's a great pleasure to be here on behalf of RIFA and representing the Pittsylvania County and the City of Danville in their joint venture, which is RIFA, Regional Industrial Facility Authority. And with the EDA grant, we have been blessed, and by that we have great people here today to break the news to us. And first of all, it's with pleasure to introduce our first speaker, our 5th District Congressman, Tom Perriello, and we are grateful that he could be able to make this occasion today. Congressman.
Thank you, and thank you for your leadership. And certainly this is a very happy occasion, but obviously the loss, not just of Ruby, but of Lyle in this last year, some really just tremendous lions who've led the economic development effort and never let people give up on this area. It really just, we know that their spirit is with us today, and we certainly pray for their families in this tremendous loss. I want to thank so many people who've been a part of this effort. Obviously, we've been proud to support it through EDA and through plus-ups. We have some of our other local leaders here, certainly Danny Marshall, not only as delegate, but in his role on the Tobacco Commission. I see Delegate Merrick, our chairman from Pennsylvania, and others. This has really been a regional effort because we know, whether you're Republican, Democrat, independent, political or apolitical, that jobs is the top priority, and anything we can do to bring economic development to this area. And, when I started out in this new job of mine, I started out by listening. And what I kept hearing from the economic development planners and business leaders was there's no shortcut. There's no one silver bullet that will save the day. We have to rebuild our competitive advantage. We have to make this a place that businesses want to locate. And two of the best ways to do that are through workforce development, so that we have a workforce everyone wants to hire, and through infrastructure, so that we have the most efficient place that a business can locate. And certainly today, we are taking a big step in that direction, one that is estimated to lead to as many as 500 to 800 jobs and generate between $27 and $45 million in private investment, starting with this $2.27 million federal grant from EDA to help with water infrastructure, to help businesses here expand and locate. 500 to 800 jobs, this is big news. When you're talking about $27 to $45 million in private investment, those are the sorts of game changers that we've looked at and that we've tried to invest in for our area. We know that this is an area that can be a capital of manufacturing, a capital of agriculture, a capital of the new energy economy. We know we have the talent. We know we have the leadership. We know we have the space. It's still a great place to do business, where we can come together, city and county, state and federal, private and public, to make these sorts of investments. We're really going to see this economy pop again. So it's a great thing. We know this is a project that's been a long time, and so many people here deserve credit for being part of it. We have leaders from our chamber as well, I see. But I think the most important thing to remember is when we increase our competitiveness, businesses will locate here and jobs will grow here because we have the talent. When we make investments like this, that's going to happen. So really just want to thank everyone for being a part of this and celebrate today. A great day for Southside Virginia, a great day for working families in our area. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman Perriello. I did miss one thing. I'd like for all local and state officials to raise your hand, please. I won't call you out by names. I missed somebody, but just raise your hand. Thank you. We appreciate every one of you being here. This next gentleman may be a stranger to some of you, but he's really not because he's been around, but he's kind of shifted around. Is Rick Sagar. On August the 10th, 2009, Rick Sagar was appointed to the Chief of Staff to the Deputy Secretary of the U.S. Department of Commerce as a member of the Secretary Gary Locke's Executive Management Team. Sagar's partner with Deputy Secretary in the General Management and Strategy decisions-making process for the Department. Sagar recently served as Commerce as Director of the Office of White House Liaison, where he oversaw the facilitation and the relationship between the Department and the White House in matters of policy and personnel. Sagar served on the Obama-Biden campaign for nearly 18 months as Director of Advance for the Iowa Caucus National Advance Lead, National Trip Director for Vice President Joseph R. Biden. He is a veteran of political campaigns in Virginia, New Hampshire, Iowa, and his home state, Pennsylvania. Prior to his time with President Obama, Sagar served as Deputy Secretary of Commerce and Trade in the Cabinet of Virginia Governor Tim Kaine. In Virginia, he led government-wide initiatives on rural economic development, energy policies, federal base, and realignment of closure actions, and travel and tourism. Sagar has worked as a ski instructor and whitewater paddling guide for the people with disabilities. And once he led a 26-day paddling trip to the Arctic in Alaska and the Yukon Territory. He holds a BA degree in political science in Columbia University in the city of New York and currently resides in Washington, D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you now Mr. Rick Sagar.
Well, thanks very much. That was a very flattering introduction. I'll try to be short here. It's great to be back in Danville among friends and colleagues and also some new faces since I left. As Coy said, I was Deputy Secretary of Commerce and Trade here in Virginia for about 2 years, and it's really rewarding to be back to see the progress that's been made even since I've been here and to be part of another positive economic development announcement. I want to especially recognize Congressman Perriello along with other elected and appointed officials here. Thank you for your leadership in championing economic development and job growth here in the 5th District. This is a vital project that we're here to break ground on today, and it's great to be here to commemorate this effort. I'm here today to extend the good wishes of Commerce Secretary Gary Locke and also Assistant Secretary of Commerce for Economic Development and the head of EDA, John Fernandez. John was here, or close to here, in Martinsville in February, participating in a roundtable discussion hosted by the Congressman to advance collaboration in implementing job growth and creation strategies here in Southside Virginia. And I know that here, EDA has been working closely with the Congressman and his staff to bring economic opportunities. John and Secretary Locke regret that they can't be here today, so I guess you're stuck with me. But I'm delighted to stay here today on behalf of EDA, on behalf of the U.S. Department of Commerce, because I've spent substantial time here in Danville, in Pittsylvania County, and across the region. I've had the privilege of being part of some really terrific announcements, including some right here in this park with Swedwood International a couple of years ago. And I think this is just yet another pillar in that pattern of great economic development announcements. And while I'm here representing Commerce and EDA, I can't take credit for all the hard work that was done to bring this project to fruition. And I want to recognize specifically Bob Gittler with EDA's regional office in Philadelphia that covers Virginia, right here, for his great work. Bob did the work to get this done. He worked with you, I know, and we're very appreciative of his efforts. Let me take a brief minute to talk a little bit about EDA and commerce, and then I'll wrap up because I know it's a little hot. EDA is the only federal agency with economic development as its exclusive mission and plays a pivotal role in advancing President Obama's goals of building a sustainable national economy and creating 21st century jobs. the President is committed to bringing economic opportunity and jobs to this region. And the more than 2 million, 2.27 million, if I'm not mistaken, that EDA is investing here in Cane Creek will provide the critical infrastructure needed to increase the availability of the fully serviced industrial sites that will attract new private investment. The expanded park will be a catalyst for new job growth. By focusing on investments that will accelerate innovation and entrepreneurship to advance regional competitiveness, create higher skill living wage jobs, generate private investment, and fortify and grow industry clusters, EDA is investing in projects like Cane Creek because we know that development does more than improve bottom lines. It changes lives. We know that if a local community is able to plant that seed, if it's able to create an entrepreneurial climate and build critical mass, then private investment will follow. And most importantly, jobs will follow. And while I said I would be brief, and I will be brief today, I hope all of you can walk away with at least one takeaway: that the local concerns that you have about the availability of jobs and about how you can better position your region to compete in the 21st century economy are at the very top of our agenda in the Obama administration, at EDA, and at the U.S. Department of Commerce. This project is testament to the President's commitment to this region, and I look forward to hearing about the continued success here at Cane Creek and across the region as a whole. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Rick. Rick had told me this morning that he had ridden by Swedwood. He kind of wanted, he was with Governor Kane at the time and very familiar with that and wanted to know how it was coming, which they're working on the second edition, so we're really doing great with everybody's help. Okay, at this time, he's no stranger to our area. He's no stranger to our area. Delegate Danny Marshall from the Virginia Tobacco Commission. He has done a great job and done a lot of work for the 14th District. And the South Side really relies on Danny to come through, and he does in projects like this. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Delegate Danny Marshall from the 14th District. Danny.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you all so much for being here. Another great day for Southside Virginia. Well, to date, the Tobacco Commission has invested $14.4 million in this Cane Creek project. The Commission has granted $1.5 million for land acquisition, $3.6 million for infrastructure, an additional $3.7 million from the trough for the Tobacco Region Opportunity Fund, has helped attract investment commitments for more than $336 million here in this project. And this new project is expected to create over 2,000 new jobs. It anticipated that lots 3 and 9 alone here will generate $27 million to $45 million in private investment and create additional 500 to 800 jobs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, there's no Democratic jobs, there's no Republican jobs. They're just jobs. This is about as bipartisan as you can get. The Tobacco Commission, one of our goals is to help create prosperity back in this area. And I think that you can see the investments we have doing so. One of the things that we are very blessed with here in Danville and Pittsylvania County is the cooperation between the Danville City Council and the Board of Supervisors of Pittsylvania County. You go to most other parts of the state, they do not have that. So we are very fortunate to have that. So I'd like to present a check. The check is not in the mail. The check is here to Coy on behalf of the Tobacco Commission for $426,568. Thank you.
Thank you.
Boy, you gotta split that check 6 ways, okay?
I'm sorry, I give you a rain check. I didn't bring my scissors.
It's got to be out of court.
Yeah. Okay, this morning, I don't know if she's arrived late or not. Is Tina Graham here from Senator Webb's office? Okay, great to have you. It's with great pleasure and honor this morning to introduce to you, on behalf of Senator Jim Webb, Tina Graham. Thank you, Tina.